Buckley's loose. That's 6. Well, it took 3 plays. Took 3 plays. Buckley said 67 to the house. Didn't think there'd be a score that quick. Here we sit, though. Here we sit. What a big start. Didn't even take 2 minutes. Minute 27 off the clock. Western is going to be up 7, barring this kick goes through. That hole opened up. Holy cow. Kick's good. 7-0. Minute 27 into the ball game. Boy, did that not take long. Man. Desmond Howard was the only one that picked Miami of Ohio. Western came in 2.5-point favorite. I don't know. Western has just looked so good lately and have a freshman quarterback making a second start for Miami of Ohio. You got to give Western the edge, but here we sit. Here we sit. That was a quick drive. Keeping our eye also on the Texas Tech BYU game. 0-0 there. 12 left in the first. Toledo's coach left. Future of Akron football promising? Honestly, yes. After everything with the season and the academic stuff not being bowl eligible and all of that, I thought, guys would leave the program. You don't really play for anything outside of pride. But they impressed me this season. I mean, Gant was a stud all year. Finley did solid too. It's going to be interesting with the MAC. I mean, it's the landscape of college football is just ever changing. So, no, I think there's promise in Akron. I mean, the rest of their athletic program is solid. I mean, their basketball team is poised to possibly repeat the MAC, get back in the tournament. So, just got to get the NIL money, which is crazy. Michigan State just got $400 million donation since the hire of Pat Fitzgerald. Ohio about to take the field. I hope this is a good game. I don't want Western to just blow it out. First and 10. Play action. Taking a shot down the field early. Ooh, found. That's Cam Perry. That's going to be a gain of about 19, 18. That was a heck of a throw. Which is, this might be the future quarterback at Miami of Ohio with Tommy Carr deciding he's going to not end up going to Miami of Ohio. He's going to Michigan now, which is surprising to me. Tommy Carr's a great quarterback, don't get me wrong, but with Bryce Underwood there, you just kind of would wonder why maybe, but I don't know. It's cool to go to Michigan, cool to get an offer there, good for him, but might be a while before he sees the field, unless maybe Bryce Underwood transfers. I doubt it, but maybe. Portnoy did say he's not gonna pay him anymore. Freshman on Indianapolis, Gotkowski. They're moving the ball. They're moving the ball efficient right now. Another play action, taking a shot at the end zone. No way. Incomplete, but a heck of a grab out of bounds by Cam Perry. Holy cow. I don't think he got his foot in. He wants them to look at it, but that's still a heck of a catch. I think he just threw him a little bit out of bounds. Goes up. Oh, my. Hold on. He might have caught that. That was an acrobatic catch. Yeah, they're going to take that upstairs. We might have a shootout on our hands if this is how Gotkowski's slinging the football. Cam Perry might already have. That'll probably put him at 40 yards receiving, which I think I need 40 out of Cole Weaver and 50 out of Cam Perry, and they're on pace right there. That's a heck of a catch. Holy cow. Double covered. The ball is thrown like out of bounds so he can grab it. Just him, not the defenders. And he just pulls it in, gets a foot down. Yeah, that's a catch. That's an acrobatic play. Could have called PI on it too, honestly. Defender got there early, but yeah, they're taking this upstairs because that's going to be completed. You got to imagine Miami of Ohio wants their lick back after last year's MAC championship. Got to imagine. Miami of Ohio in the all whites, looking clean. Western's in the all yellow. That was a grab, though. My goodness. I don't know why they're taking so long to look at this. Maybe to probably, yeah, spotting the ball here. Yep, overturned the call. The officials have the MAC logo on their hats. I like it. Good for them. Yep, so that's, they confirmed that now. It's Gamecast loading slow for if you're watching on YouTube, but first and goal now on the 10. Play action again. He might throw it. Yeah. Nothing there. Completed pass. Nothing to go. Ryan Shane on the grab. One catch, no yards. Yeah, Cam Perry's got the 50 yards I needed him to get for my parlay, so. Cole Weaver by himself. Hands it to Brunson. Gain of about 7. It's going to be third and goal from the 3 here. You got to imagine, barring they take a loss here, that this might be 2-down territory for Miami of Ohio. I would imagine they're going to go for this if they don't get the touchdown here. Cole Weaver still by himself. That's a big frame. Looks like he's got one-on-one look. Yeah, bringing the safety slightly over. Brunson in the backfield. Drops back. Looking Cam Perry's way at. Overthrew him. Flags down. That didn't look like pass interference, at least on the intended receiver, but we might have a roughing the passer possibly. Roughing the passer, automatic first. Oof. Boy, that's a killer. That's a thing with Western, too. If you remember back to the week 2 of the season against North Texas, I think that game was in overtime or was about, yeah, it was in overtime. Crucial penalty. I hate this roughing the passer. I hate it. It's because he shoved him a little high right after the throw. I mean, it's, to me, just, I don't love the call. Ball on the 1.5, first and goal now. You got to imagine they're going to just hand this to Brunson. Motioning him up, sidecar. Brunson's in. That's 6. Miami of Ohio looking to tie it up now. Extra point away. Brunson for 1. Miami of Ohio. That was a methodical drive. Took a couple shots early. We're not even 5 minutes into this ball game, and we have had some explosions. 8 plays so far in this ball game, and we have about to be 7-7. Barring this extra point goes through. Good snap, good hold, kicks. Oh, no. He just kicked that. Oh, man. Bad kick. He just set that right into the long snapper. Boy, that is going to come back to possibly bite them. Special team, special players, but apparently not right now. Western's going to be up 7-6 here, 4:20, 3:20, excuse me, gone so far in the ball game. Gostkowski was 3 for 3 on that drive, 50 yards. Brunson, 2 carries, 8 yards. Cam Perry, 2 catches, 50 yards. Boy, the snap was a little high, but he just sent it right in to the line of scrimmage. Boy. And that's what's crazy. He was up for Special Teams Player of the Year. That's the first extra point he's missed this season. He was 33 of 33 going into the game. He's now 33 of 34. That's what he last year. That's his second career missed extra point. That's kind of crazy. Still 0-0 in Texas Tech, BYU. Tell you what, Bear Bachmeier, great quarterback. He's a good player. I can't stand that he wears 47. Call me old school football guy, but quarterback is 1 through 19. Those are your jersey number options. But if BYU wins this, it's going to create some interesting things. If you look at the college football playoff, right now it's Ohio State, Georgia, Indiana, Texas Tech, Oregon, Ole Miss, I would say are all guarantees in. Texas A&M also probably a guaranteed in. And then it gets, you could even make the case that Oklahoma's in because they're not playing either. So then you have Alabama, Notre Dame, and whoever wins the ACC, which if Duke wins, that's going to be interesting. Tulane's probably going to be the group of 5 with their American Conference Championship win last night. Yeah, it's if BYU wins, Texas Tech stays in, BYU then also gets in. Then what gets interesting is who gets left out. Because to me, Notre Dame over Miami, I don't agree with. I don't agree with that sentiment, but I don't know. I think Notre Dame needs to join a conference to really start actually being allowed to be in consideration for things. Because it's just their schedule is so dependent. Oh, I want Duke to win too because I think that'll just create chaos. Yeah, JMU. Let's see what that path for them to get in would look like because they won last night. I mean, you could make the case for JMU possibly over Tulane. Who did James Madison lose to? Louisville. Okay, that's not a bad loss. Tulane's losses are Ole Miss and UTSA. So, I mean, I don't know. The American Conference definitely gets some more love than the Sun Belt, but do you put James Madison in? I like it. The Dukes are a fun team. Kicking back off here to Western. Yeah, Duke needs to beat Virginia and win the ACC. If that happens, the committee will reward JMU with the number 12 seed as its 5th and final conference champion. And so if Duke wins, they don't get in, which is, I mean, fair. They're 7-5. The fact that they're even in it is kind of crazy. But yeah, there could be some wild things today. If Georgia beats Alabama, I don't know. It's tough because Alabama then with 3 losses, I don't know. I'm glad I'm not in the committee. Hand off to Buckley. Buckley's loose again. 14 on the carry for Buckley. Boy, I've talked a lot this year about how talented the Miami of Ohio linebacking group is, and they're going to have to start picking it up. Buckley's 81 yards already on the ground. Lowry's got 8. Lowry in the gun. Buckley right. Oh. And a jump off sides, I believe. Yep. Miami of Ohio's playing a little sloppy right now. Third straight MAC appearance for Chuck Martin and the Red Hawks. He's had a solid career there. Also seen some more stuff about the Daquan Finn situation. We'll talk about that more at the commercial break. Lowry in the gun, drops back, completed. It's going to be a first down. Just a quick little hitch route, boundary side. Hard route to cover. Maybe Avianch lot. 6-yard grab. Ball's on the 50. Trips right here. Buckley sidecar right. Might not actually be Buckley. I take that back. It's not. Cole Cabana? No, it's not. Tale for 3. Ofa. Last 3 games, Western Michigan is averaging 283 rush yards a game. That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Lowry in the gun, trips to the right here. Hands it off to Ofa. A little bit of a hole. Atale up for about 3. It's going to be 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4 maybe. 3rd and 4. I will say I've seen a lot more walkie-talkies this year in the box. A lot of communications with the problems with the communication boxes on sidelines. A lot of technical difficulties. Motioning in here into a heavy set look. Buckley takes the ball. He's going to be stuffed short here. It's going to bring up 4th and 3 on the Miami 42, it looks. Yeah, you got to think 4th and 2. You got to think they're going to go for this here. At least try and get him to jump off sides. .8:55 on the clock and counting. Twins left, heavy set. Buckley to his right. Play action over the top. He's got a man. Ooh. Rush over to Brescia down. He's going to be down at the 6. 1st and goal. They just went a little RPO action. Man, the RPO tight end pop is such a hard concept to stop. Because you really just put that linebackers in a bind, and they crashed in, thought they were getting to Buckley, and boy, was he was loose. A little more speed, and he's getting in there, but Brescia with 36. It's going to be 1st and goal here from the 6. Queen left. Motion to the right. Lowry taking it. He's going to get about 3. Second and goal from the 2 here. Eli Blakey with the tackle. Turnovers are probably going to be a key in this game. Both teams, Western does a decent job of protecting the football. Oh, big sack. Fumble. Hold on. Adam Trick. He's going the other way. We just talked about turnovers. Adam Tricks might take this to the crib. He's going to get caught by Buckley. Down at the 6-yard line. Brock Lowry might have been down there running a play action, and he got smoked off of it. Ball comes out. Adam Trick picks it up. Almost takes it to the crib. Goes 78 yards to the 6-yard line. Holy cow. We just talked about turnovers. That's action, baby. Let's see if it's actually a fumble here. That was Eli Blakey who forces it. Yeah, I think he punched it through before. Well, he was wrapping up. That's a heck of a play. Effort play. If you're watching this effort play here by Buckley, that's a touchdown-saving tackle I mean, boy, that's hustle. That's effort. That could be a huge play. Here's another angle at it. Blakey just comes free off the edge. Oh, no. Oh, no. Boy, that's close. His knee might be down. Boy, it looks like it's starting to come out, possibly right before the knee hits. I got a rules expert. Okay, that's huge. The rules expert says that they're gonna overturn it. He thinks it's going back to it's gonna be back. What a play. Boy. Tie goes to the runner. Hey, it looks like yep. There you go. Overturned. Quarter. They said Brock Lowry was down. What a change in momentum. Boy, that's crushing. That is crushing. But Blakey, what a play. But here's the issue now. Adam Trick and a lot of these Miami defenders are winded. Adam Trick's going to be on the sideline. One of the best defensive linemen on this team. Is he going to go back in? And he looks like he is just gassed. Now he's heading back in. Nope. They pulled him off here. All right. 3rd and goal from the 9. Trips to the right ear. Buckley's also out. Lowry's dropping back. A lot of contact. Incomplete pass. No penalties. Looks like Western's going to have to settle for a field goal here. What a turn of events there. That was a physical play. You could have possibly given a little bit of a PI there. Probably could have called it, but it didn't look super catchable. Rather have them letting the guys play. 27-yard attempt here. What a play though. Oh my. Kicks up. Kick is good. Western's going to take a 10-6 lead, 6:51 left in the first. Lots of action so far. Here. This is what Maction's about. After that drive now, Lowry 2 of 3, 42 yards. Jalen Buckley 3 carries, 83 yards. You got that score. Eli Blakey leading the charge for Miami's defense with the sack, 3 total tackles. Going to be interesting. Still no score here in the BYU Texas Tech game. Oh, back to what I was going to say at the commercial break before all the things came out. On College Game Day today, they're talking about the MAC championship and DeQuan Finn. Obviously departed from Miami of Ohio mid-season after the Toledo loss. And, it was rumored he's doing it to prepare for the NFL. I think that's part of it. But now, apparently, the story is, and BYU actually just scored. Looks like they're gonna take a 7-0 lead on Texas Tech. But looked like Finn apparently came down with some sickness. I don't know. I want to see if there's any news articles on that. Yeah, it doesn't look like there was anything. I never saw anything about that. About him being sick. I just saw him leaving to prepare for the NFL. But maybe there was an illness there. To me, it was still weird. I don't like leaving the program. I don't know if he's going to get drafted or what that's going to look like. But, it's not my area of expertise, I guess. I'm not in his camp. I'm not making those decisions for him. So, wish him the best, obviously. Let's see how... 10-yard rushing touchdown for BYU, 7-0, 4:52 left in the first there. I love Championship Saturday. This is the perfect time of college football because you have rivalry weekend last weekend after Thanksgiving, which phenomenal holiday, great meals. Then you come into Championship Saturday, whole weekend of championship games, and then bowl season starts. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It truly is. Truly, truly is. AutoZone. Check in on some D3 football scores. Wheaton DePaul tied at 7. Mount Union up on John Carroll 7-0. John Hopkins up on Salisbury 14-7. Susquehanna, might be saying that wrong, might not be, I don't know. They're up 8-0. Barry up 8-0 on Trinity, Texas, which could be an interesting one. A couple games left on that. We're going to take a look at the D2 football scores. Ferris State #1, Trinidad Chambers. Ole Miss's quarterback played there last year. Being from Michigan myself, it's cool to see how dominant they have become. Absolute powerhouse in Division II. Doesn't look like there's any Division II games have started yet. Oh, excuse me, Frostburg and Kutztown. 14-13, Kutztown's up on Frostburg. Start of the second. Western kicking off here. See if Miami Ohio can keep the passing attack going. Decent crowd actually at the MAC championship. And I want to see if I can get a full view of it because there's a chance there might be more at this game than there was at the Michigan State Maryland game because that was absolutely gone. It could be interesting to see what Akron does. I want to see quick. Kowski downfield, incomplete. Let me quick take a look at who Akron has. Because you imagine, with the portal, they got to obviously, you have to at least be looking in the portal. If a guy comes available, you got to at least look at a guy in the portal. You got Braden Ragau, freshman. How do you do this? 11-17, 91. He didn't play much. Michael Johnson Jr., he's also a senior. Let's see if they have any recruits coming in. Because it looks like, Ragau's probably the guy as it would sit. But you got to imagine they're going to go to the portal. Because the portal's going to be crazy. I got to turn ad blocker off. Pause on this site. Sebastian Broughton. They got a 3-star coming in. 5'10", 165 from Orange Park, Florida. Yeah, that looks. Well, that's wrong. Wrong class. Samaje Beals, Roman Catholic, Philadelphia, 3-star, 6'1", 190. Kowski dropping back here in 3rd and 10. He's going to run for it. He might be able to get there. Slide. Ooh, hold on. Wow. Tough spot. They're going to mark him too short. Could have called roughing the passer there. Or not roughing the passer, excuse me. Unnecessary roughness. He gave himself up. I hate that rule. He's going to be 2 yards short. Not a great spot. Looks like Miami of Ohio is going to punt this. They're bringing the punt team on here in 4th and 2. So let's see. They got... Okay, looking at Akron's... Their overall rank, recruiting-wise, 131. To me, I don't look a ton into that. They have 6 3-stars committed. Good punt. Punt goes down to about the 9. You got QB from Philly, a wide receiver, 6'2" receiver, big offensive lineman from Florida. I'm curious, Akron's got to have a connection down in southern Florida because they tend to get some recruits out of there. Let's look at Samaj Beals. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Samaj Beals, who is the #1 recruit Akron has signed, he'll be an incoming quarterback. He had offers from Alabama, Syracuse, Boston College, Charlotte. Boy, yeah, yeah. I mean, he's a pretty high level player. We're gonna check his tape out here. We're gonna throw this on the YouTube stream. Regular season. He's got a cannon on him. Tell you what, this kid can sling it around. He has got an arm on him. Oh, a little dual threat action too. Doesn't look like he's incredibly fast, but he at least he's got some mobility to him. Yeah, this Beals kid might be a solid guy. It'll be interesting to see everyone who hits the portal, because one thing that stood out last year was how much in the MAC itself guys flip schools. 10-6 right now. Western will take over on their own 9, backed up. Texas Tech in the red zone. Just gotta love this kind of. Any score updates, D3 football wise? Nope, looks all about the same. 15 minutes away from the other giant slate of games starting. Last night's results: Tulane over North Texas 34-21. Score doesn't really tell the story. Didn't ever feel close in that one. James Madison handled Troy just fine, 31-14. Kennesaw State, after going 2-10, turns their season around, 19-15. Boise 38-21 over UNLV. That's the one thing that it's the college football slate we live in now, which is what it is. But it's a little disheartening where it's 1 year. A team can flip in 1 year. It comes down to NIL transfers and all that stuff, and I get that's part of the game, part of the world we live in. One of the things I always hate the argument of, like, well, coaches do it. Coaches don't have to be loyal. Yes, but coaches also have the chance of getting fired. So, you look at Lane Kiffin. As a Tennessee fan myself, Lane Kiffin's not my favorite coach of all time, but you got to, LSU's got more resources than Ole Miss. And, everyone obviously has a lot of resources in NIL now, but it's different. Western starting on offense here. Ofa going to get hit and then some. First about 12-yard carry there. Western is doing whatever they want right now offensively, especially running the football. First and 10. Quads to the left here. Rock Lowry going to take it himself. Get about 4. Going to be 2nd and 6 at the Western 25. 5 minutes left here in the first quarter. Kind of a slow first quarter, to be honest. But it's where we sit. Jackson Kawach on the tackle. Mayville's going to have to do something to figure out this run game. Because right now, Western is doing whatever they want. Little speed option here to the left. He's going to pitch it to Buckley. He's going to be wrapped up short. It's going to be 3rd and 3 here. This would be a huge stop for Miami. Polk's transferring. Polk's a stud. Third and 3 here. Lowry dropping back, throwing one deep. Yep, there comes the PI. Knew that was coming. Jordan Gann, I'm curious to see if he sticks around. I want to look at the transfer portal. See if Keely's Wood entered from... Boy, a lot of guys have entered the portal. Can I look by team is what I want to do. Okay, I don't want to put it in the Mac. Yep, Polk entered, Nasai King entered. Rock Lowry getting loose. First down, 12-yard carry. Be first and 10. Can't quite see where he's at. Looks like he's going to be at the 50, possibly the 48. I think they crossed the 50 there. Kewan Murphy, defensive lineman, transferred. I don't remember how he fared this season. Lowry dropping back, play action. Got a man. God, Miami's just throwing guys forward right now. Tackle him and bring him backwards. I mean, you're losing a guy at 15 total tackles on the season, no sacks, no TFLs. Fine season, but I mean, only losing 3 so far. I'm gonna look at the rest of the MAC here when we get a commercial. Polk's a loss. That's for sure a loss. He's a dude. He's gonna end up somewhere, probably power 4 if I had to guess. Deep ball. No pass interference called here. Late flag. They're probably going to call pass interference. They threw that one really late, though. Yep, pass interference. All right, well, that's starting to get a little out of hand. Here's the thing. To me, it wasn't a catchable football. And if you're going to set the precedent, it's hard enough to play DB. It is. I played in defensive back in college. It's hard enough to play that spot, let alone. I mean, you got the Western receiver is full extension holding the guy off. Miami of Ohio guy is matching the same energy. To me, that's a no call. If they're doing the same thing, it's a no call. But first and 10 from the 23. Lowry on the read option keeps it. He's going to be hit out of bounds. About a gain of 5 there. Lowry starting to tack up some rushing yards here. Second and 4 here. Boy, if you're Miami of Ohio, if you can get them out of here with just a field goal, that's a win. That's a win. But they need to do something. They can't give up a touchdown here and really start digging themselves in a hole. That's what happened last year against Ohio. Hand to Buckley. He's going to be stuffed. God, but he's fighting forward. 3rd and 1. Eli Blakey again on the tackle. He is having his name called all over the field tonight. Texas Tech walks away with a field goal. 3-7 right now. BYU up. Just second quarter getting underway. We got a minute and a half here left in the first. Trips to the left, Queen right. Lowry keeps it himself. He's going to get the first. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. Yeah, Sean Patrick's legit too. And that's where, to me, there's a lot of hope. He's also, I didn't realize Sean Patrick was a freshman. Yeah, I mean, if he stays around, that's another guy. I mean, he averaged 4 yards a carry this year. He's also good Good catching passes out of the backfield. 1st and 10 here. Trey left. Little reverse action. Talik Williams in there. Ohio did not fall for it. That's going to be a loss of 5 for Western here. I mean, Marquise Williams is another guy. I think he'll probably be back. Marcel Williams should be back. He ended up having an explosive year. Kyan Mason is back. He's a freshman. I did not realize how loaded Akron's freshman class for this season was. If they can retain a lot of this, man, that could be an exciting team next year, especially on the offensive side of the ball. End of the first quarter. We're going to take a look at the rest of the MAC, see who's lost transfers. Quay Ashley, Ball State, Eric Weatherly. That's Quay Ashley leaving is big for the Cardinals. You hate to see that. Caden Johnson. They've had 5 guys enter the portal. Almost every position group outside of quarterback, which that's going to be interesting to see what they do next year. Bowling Green's only had 1 leave so far. Justin Eklund, linebacker. Buffalo has had 2 guys leave. Demetrius Ballard, Riser Presley. Central's yet to have anyone enter the portal. They seem like they got something good going over in Chip Valley. Eastern also no one left. Kent State no one's entered yet. Miami of Ohio doesn't surprise me with the MAC championship. No one's entered yet. Northern Illinois. Oh, Northern Illinois, 2 big ones. Jake Applegate and Diari Rogers. Diari Rogers effective for sure. That'll be interesting to see where he ends up. I could see him. I mean, 5'11", 200. He's not exactly the frame for Power 4. Could see him possibly. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where he ends up. Bobcats haven't had anyone enter yet. Toledo. I imagine Toledo's going to have quite a bit of guys enter with Jason Candle being announced today as UConn's next head coach. Toledo's coach took the UConn job. I imagine Toledo's going to have probably. UMass only has 2. And Western, now surprised there, also has had yet to have anyone enter. I'll check on my Vols, see if any of the Boo Carter, but we kicked him off the team, so that's a little different. Let's see what quarterbacks have entered the portal so far. Quarterback. Jackson Potter from Washington State entered. A lot of backups, mainly, is what I'm seeing so far, which is to be expected. They'll probably get more as time goes on and time moves on. Get an update back at some D3 football scores. Kutztown up 21-13 now. Wheaton up 21-7. They scored two scores quick. John Hopkins up 21-10 now. Barry up 15-0 on Trinity. And we are 3 minutes away from the 1 o'clock slate, which is almost the rest of the games except for Upper Iowa and Hillsdale. Chuck Martin talking about needing gap responsibility. Yep. Second and 15 for Western. First play of the second. Lowry going to take off. Not much to give there. Got about 2. It's going to be 3rd and 12. Like I said, man, if Miami of Ohio can hold Western to a field goal here, that's going to be essential. Empty set, brings Buckley back into the backfield. Drops back, rolling out to his left, breaks the pocket. Lowry's going to take off, nothing given. He'll gain 2 again, but that's going to bring up 4th and 11. Got to imagine Western's going to kick this again. Jackson Kuwach making a big tackle. Keeping the offense out there right now. I would be surprised. Nope, they're lining up for the field goal. 31-yard attempt this time for Western. He kicked it through the 27-yarder. Snaps there, holds there, kicks up. Kick is down the middle. Western's going to take a 13-10 lead here. 13-6 lead, excuse me. 13-6 lead for the Broncos. 13:43 left in the second. Yeah, I think Moorhead. I like what he's doing over there. I've seen. I mean, yeah. Here's the thing. Calling that a hot seat to me. That's. When was this article posted? October 12th. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Just with everything that's happened, but I like what he's doing there. I mean, you got a young roster. There's some things to be excited about there. It's going to be interesting next year with Northern Illinois gone. And I mean, you think about a lot of, I mean, just the conference is going to look different quite a bit from the standpoint of, I mean, Noah Kim will be gone. Taquan Robertson will be gone. Tucker Gleason, Ben Finley, Parker Navarro. Joe Lavas is gone. Drew Shields, I think, Drew Shields technically a freshman. Pine's gone, which Bowling Green was having struggles with injuries altogether. Miami of Ohio taking over on the 25. Play action. Gakowski's launching one deep downfield. Absolutely to no one, trying to find Cam Perry on the other end of the field. Kyle Kelly's gone. Brock Lowry will be back, assuming he doesn't transfer. So, I mean, of the MAC schools that are going to be still in the MAC, excluding Northern Illinois, Kent State, Western, and kind of Miami of Ohio just by default because DeQuan Finn left. There's going to be a whole new quarterbacks, and you talk about guys like Tucker Gleason, Parker Navarro, DeQuan Robertson. Like, these guys have been dominating the MAC for some time. Oh! Gakowski got planted. Picked up 5, but, boy, protect yourself, son. That was... He just... Smart decision to take off and run, but, boy, he just got lit up there. Picked up 6, 3rd and 4. Man, you got to get this. Miami of Ohio needs to get some offense going here. Queen left here. Brunson to his right. Gowski swings it to Brunson. Dropped ball. That's going to bring up 4th down. I like taking shots on 1st down. I'm an air raid guy. I like pushing the ball vertical. But, I mean, let's take a look at the stats here. 4 carries, 22 yards. It's not like Miami of Ohio's trying to run the ball. I mean, you look at compared to the other side, Western has 19 carries. 72 yards of offense. It's interesting. It'll be interesting. Ohio's got to do something. They got to mix it up. Yeah, I don't either. I think NIU going to the Mountain West is so dumb. And especially with, like, I think it's Boise. Let me look this up. I don't want to get something wrong. But most of the Mountain West teams are leaving to go to the new Pac-12 next season. Yeah, Boise State, Colorado State, Fresno State, San Diego State, and Utah State are all going to the new Pac-12. So the 2026 Mountain West Conference is going to be Northern Illinois, Air Force, Wyoming, New Mexico, Hawaii, UTEP, San Jose, and Nevada. It's just, it also hurts other sports. So that's the big thing that this conference realignment bothers me about is it's ruining other sports because they don't have the money football does, and it's all fun and games. But I think even looking at the Big Ten, I hate Oregon, Washington, USC, UCLA being in the Big Ten. Makes no sense. And it makes even less sense, I think, for Northern Illinois and the smaller side of the conferences in the group of 5. What is it providing? Yes, Boise State made the college football playoff last year from the Mountain West. But now the Mountain West isn't going to look as good because you're taking the top 5 teams out and moving them to the new Pac-12. So it doesn't make any sense. To me, it's a lateral move, if anything. And now the expenses of travel are way increased. If anyone should leave the MAC, and all due respect, it should be UMass. I think they might, the look to maybe them going back to FCS is a legitimate conversation. I mean, 0-12, and it's not like it was a close 0-12. They had one game that was, I think it was Buffalo, they were competitive with, but other than that, I mean, what are we doing? All right, rest of the 1 o'clock games start. St. John's, Minnesota, Division III against Wisconsin River Falls. Already up 7-0 minute into that game. Yeah, Big Ten needs to be the East Coast. I've seen so many things which I don't know if I like it because I like the old college football and maybe I'm stuck in my ways, but either super conferences or no conferences or go back to what they used to be. It's just the current landscape doesn't make sense. And I saw Michigan's contract with the Big Ten's up in 2036, I think is what it is, and they're talking about going independent. I mean, you look at Notre Dame. If you're a competitive team, why wouldn't you be independent? When you go 10-2, and you're likely in the college football playoff, and you don't have to worry about a conference championship. You don't have to worry about this, that, and a third thing. So you can get rid of conference bias, but I don't think that's going to ever happen. I hope it doesn't. But, I mean, man, TV rights have absolutely ruined the landscape of college football. And that's not even – I don't even think it's nearly as much to do with NIL. I mean, a part of it is because they get the money they can pull in from these TV deals, but Notre Dame's doing just fine, their NBC deal. Western taking over. And they're 23. Buckley with about 3 yards to gain there. Bring up 2nd and 7. Texas Tech takes the lead, 10-7 over BYU, 10:42 in the second. We got 12 and counting here in our second quarter. Lock Riley with a high shot to Buckley. He's going to get maybe 1.5 there. It's going to bring up 3rd and looks to be 6. Boy, if Miami of Ohio can get a 3 and out. Oh, I 100% agree with that take. No, Notre Dame's a blue blood. All like they've had crazy success, whatever. But there's something about playing in a conference that's tough. It just, I mean, you look at even taking a look at the MAC, like any given Saturday, and then late in the season, any given Tuesday, out of bounds, thrown out. Western's gonna have to punt here in 4th and 5. But back to Notre Dame. Yeah, I 100% agree. Especially if you put them in the Big Ten, I think that's the conference that would make the most sense for them to be in. Now they're going to have to likely play Michigan, possibly Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State. I'm a more of an SEC over Big Ten guy, but I just don't think Notre Dame's 9-3, 8-4. It'll be interesting, to say the least. I want to check out their schedule though. Compare what they did. That's a huge stop for Miami of Ohio. Watch a fake punt come out of here. There was a sideline warning to Western. Some space. Phillips Williams, not a bad punt return. He's going to get that up and then some. He'll get to about the 31, 32 here. I have Ohio 11 minutes on the clock. They got to get something going. Yeah, I mean, so they start the season off tough. Miami of Ohio, Texas A&M. And they lost, 27-24. Then they lose a close one home against A&M 41-40. They beat Purdue 56-30. They beat Arkansas 56-13. And then after that, it's like USC 34-24 at home. Not the most impressive. Pitt, very overrated Pitt team this year, in my opinion. But it's like Stanford, Syracuse, Navy, Boston College. Because they're going to, if you join a conference, you still want your probably at least one of them protected. I could see Miami be the one that they always schedule every year non-conference. I mean, they play the same schedule virtually every year. I'm going to look around Division 2 and 3. Kutztown up on Frostburg 28-13. Wheaton up 21-10 at almost halftime there. Mount Union up 7-0 on John Carroll at half. I have a tight game. I think the main reason they're not in the conference is how many rivals they have. Yeah, that's true. But, I mean, I feel like you could make that case with a lot of schools. You could make that case with probably a Michigan and Ohio State. But also with the thing with Notre Dame is I don't know exactly who all their protected rivals are, but they play, I think, Miami every year, Pitt every year, Stanford every year, Navy every year, USC every year, Boston College every year. But, I mean, would you consider – I would consider probably USC for sure, Miami for sure. But to me, Navy, Stanford, USC, I would consider a rival too. But like Navy, Stanford, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I want to see who they. Yeah, it'd be tough to make the argument, but I don't think Notre Dame wants to join a conference. Completed inactivity. I got to do a puzzle here. Unable to verify. Please try again. I got to do a puzzle. I don't know why it was saying I was inactive. Can it not hear me? Who knows? That's cool. Western has the 99 decal from Marshawn Nealon. Former Western defensive lineman, Cowboy player. Passed away way too young. A couple weeks ago. It's cool that they... Yeah, the ACC would fix a lot of the rival problems. The ACC is just in dire straits right now. I'm honestly, I'm really curious if Clemson has another year that they do. If Sweeney is either he's got to be on the hot seat, you would think. Second and 2 here from Red Hawks. Ball on their 40. Nothing to give there. It's going to bring up 3rd and 2. I mean, ACC, they got Miami, they got Pitt in there. NC State's in there. Georgia Tech, who they used to play a lot's in there. Syracuse is in there. I mean, look at how bad. The fact that there's. Well, the ACC is kind of a funny conference this season. 3rd and 2 here for the Red Hawks. 3rd and 1, excuse me. Gakowski rolling out to his right. Got a man. It's going to be Keith Reynolds, I believe. He'll pick up the first. This is the first down in a long time for the Red Hawks. They got to get a drive going here. They need points. They got to come away with points here. But I mean, it's Virginia versus Duke. Between Virginia and Duke, though, you have SMU who went 8-4, Miami who went 10-2, who's ranked 12, Pitt 8-4, Georgia Tech 9-3. Yeah, Duke gets in. I love it. I love it. I want the Blue Devils to win it. I just think that'd be hilarious. Gain of 2 there for Brunson. I like to see that they're starting to hand the ball off more. Second and 8. Under 9 now to go here in second quarter. I have Ohio up 6-13. Hands it off. Brunson picking up a couple, not much. It's going to bring up a 3rd down. You do need to be able to run the ball. 3rd and 4. One for 3 on 3rd down to go. They're on the right side of the 50. Queen right here. Brunson to his left. Kelsey takes a snap, drops back, got time, launching one towards the end zone. Cole Weaver, overthrew him. That's a good no call, but if I understand why Miami's sideline is up in arms right now, because that got called twice already on them on the other way, going the other way. I think that's Weaver's first target of the night. 4th and 4. Looks like they're going to bring the punt unit on. It is prime fake territory. Low snap. He's just going to try and pin him. Pin him deep here. Kicks it at about the 10-yard line. Not a bad punt. Western's going to take over. 7:51 in the second. Georgia, Alabama at 4. Duke, Virginia at 8. I want to see what this. Duke's only plus 150, a 3.5 point. Akron does have a good core. They're young too, and that right there, the second part of what you said, if they can keep it, that's the name of college football now is retention. And I honestly say it's more important than recruiting at this point. Is keeping the right guys around. Lawler on the rate option. He's going to get about 2 there. Going to bring up 2nd and 8 in the 12. There is going to be a 100 millionaire, possibly billionaire, whoever can figure out some formula, some software, some program, whatever it is, for retention. Whoever can come up with that is going to make ridiculous amounts of money. And maybe we'll see a landscape change where loyalty and retention's a bigger thing. Lowry on the read option going to his left, not going anywhere. No gain. That's going to bring up 3rd and 8. Tell you what, the last couple drives, Miami of Ohio's defense starting to figure out Western's offense. Which here's the issue. This is Western's offense to a T. They're gonna take deep shots down the field, or they're gonna run this read option stuff. It's not really true RPO. They will sometimes, but it's not what they're trying to. Lance Taylor having a great season as a coach. Tip of the beanie to him. Dropping back. Lowry gets smoked as he releases. Oh, come on. Easy call. That's the 3rd time. 3rd pass interference. This one was an obvious one. You can't even argue that. Western does have a chance at a blue blood MAC. But that's also, this is Miami's 3rd straight appearance in a MAC championship. They won in 2019, 2023, and I wouldn't consider them a blue blood. I wouldn't consider Ohio, who won it last year, a blue blood who's been successful lately. I wouldn't even necessarily consider Toledo in that. But that's the fun of the MAC is it really is any year. I mean, Western was plus 700. They're picked to finish 7th in the conference this year, and here they are. Lowry on the play action. He's going to take off. He'll pick up about 4, maybe 5. 2nd and 6 here. 6:22 counting down. The where I think Western has kind of an advantage. I mean, it's not Lover Stadium. That's Grand Valley. Why can't I think of what Western Stadium is called right now? Waldo Stadium. Waldo Stadium's a really, really cool place to play. Same thing with Bowling Green. I mean, if you go back to the beginning of the season, let's talk first 5 games. Bowling Green was looking like, they beat Toledo, and it's like, is Bowling Green possibly in the hunt for a MAC championship? Then Drew Pine gets hurt, backup goes down, 3rd string gets hurt. I mean, they just got flooded with injuries that kind of held them back, but I don't think their record really speaks to the roster talent they had. I think Eddie George is going to do good things over there. That was an exciting hire for Bowling Green. I don't know how long his tenure is going to be. If he finds some success, I could see him leaving. Lowry over to his left, got a man down the field. That's going to be Balin Brooks picking up a first and then some. I mean, if you look at, I'm going to pull up the preseason. Yeah, Toledo was, I think, finished a pick to first. King right here. Waller's going to hand it off. It's going to only be out 2, 2nd and 8. Yeah, let's look at the head coach's preseason football poll. It was from 1st to 13th. Toledo, Miami, Ohio, Buffalo. Northern Illinois was picked to finish 5th. Bowling Green, Western, Eastern. Central was picked 9th. Ball State, Akron, UMass, and Kent State. And then you look at the actual standings, and it finishes Western, Miami of Ohio, Toledo, Central, Akron, Buffalo, Kent State, Eastern, Ball State, Bowling Green, Northern Illinois, UMass. So UMass got outscored 84-305 this season. Brutal. I do want to see that game did surprise me. I didn't. But that was also, I feel like that was a turning point. 3rd and 5, big TFL there for Miami of Ohio. Going to force a 4th and 7. it's getting chippy over here. But I feel after that Toledo game, you guys kind of started to figure it out. I mean, that huge win against Central. I mean, you look back on the season, that's kind of what kept them out of being here instead of Miami of Ohio. Ball State loss was also kind of surprising, but I mean, then you take care of Buffalo. The Kent State game, obviously you're on the wrong end that you wanted to be for that one, but boy, that was a heck of a freaking ball game. That was, I think, probably in my opinion, one of the games of the year. That was such a fun game to watch, and I mean, just so much explosion on both sides. 2:44 to go. Miami of Ohio's got the ball down at 6-13. Looking around, Texas Tech 10-7. Still holding on. 2-minute timeout there. We're not far from that here in our game. One thing I do want to see. True. He had a night. I mean, honestly, everyone on the team had a night. The interception on Finley was tough, but other than that, I mean, everything was working. Slinging the ball around, running the football. Offensive line played really, really well. I got cooked in the comments the next day from Kent State offensive lineman, which, I mean, hats off. Talk your talk. I'm all here for the smack talk. I was wrong. I had Akron in that one, but one thing I do want to say out of the MAC is, trying to compete for that group of 5 spot. And you might be in a situation if Duke wins that there's 2 group of 5s that get in. But looking at Western, granted, if they beat North Texas, let's say they beat North Texas there, that put them at 9-3. But just so many games scheduled against not just Power 4 teams, but top 25, sometimes top 15 ranked teams. And you're never going to get in if you have almost guaranteed 3 to 4 non-conference losses. I mean, Tulane's going to get in probably with 2 losses. James Madison has a chance of getting in with only 1 loss. But 3 losses is not going to get you the group of 5 slot. It's just not. One thing I think would be really interesting is if you go back to some of the legendary MAC teams, thinking 2016 Western, a couple of Dan Lefevre Central teams, the Jordan Lynch Northern Illinois team, those teams likely would have been in the college football playoff. I think that Western team specifically could have been an interesting matchup for some teams. Still 10-7. I kind of thought Texas Tech was going to roll away with this one, if I'm being completely honest. I have them winning. I took a slate. I picked every conference game, a little parlay action. This one currently not looking great unless they can get Cole Weaver the football. Kowski's going to get sacked. He's going to go down. Nice, and Liam Franklin in the backfield. Second and 17. I think Ohio might take this to the 2-minute timeout. They can. I probably would if I was them. Yeah, they're going to take it to the 2-minute timeout. Cole Weaver, I want to see what his frame is because looks like he's 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". Yeah, Cole Weaver 6'5". He's a guy I could see transferring out. from Miami of Ohio. I did see the Billy Napier hire. I don't hate that. I think coaching in the SEC is a gauntlet, and it does not have time for guys to get things figured out. I mean, I'm a Tennessee fan, like I mentioned, and I don't want to lose him. I want Heupel to stay. I remember the days before him and how bad it was. And yeah, if we want to, 8-4, and every one of our losses, Georgia, Alabama, Oklahoma, and Vanderbilt, three of those teams are going to be in the playoff. Vanderbilt's one of the outside looking in. James Vance does lose their coach almost every year. Where did he go to? I didn't realize that Chesney ended up at UCLA. Good for James Madison. I mean, I'm glad to see them. Kennesaw State, some of the other Liberty, some of the teams that came up from FCS having success early, because not to bring up UMass again, but UMass is not having the best of luck since being up at FBS. It's just kind of the situation that they're in, and I don't know what the fix is there. That is kind of a dumpster fire, to be honest. But every conference has one. Ferris is down right now against Minnesota State. Boy, that would be an upset of all upsets. Let's see when the last time Ferris State. Jamie does produce good coaches. And I could see Napier sticking around because he's coming from Florida, where he's already had the big job and it didn't work out. He now, to earn himself to get another big job, I don't think he can just do it once. I think he's got to have at least 2, 3 even solid years. Boy, Ferris State is just built different. But, I mean, hey, they could lose. They could lose. Easton, who you got in the Big Ten championship? I keep going back and forth on this one. I'm not sure how. I don't know. I know what Ohio State is. I don't super think I know what Indiana's about. I think Ohio State wins, but I don't know. It's tough because I don't feel like Indiana's super battle tested. Which Gostkowski. Oh no, they're gonna call fumble. It might be incomplete. They're gonna have to look at this, but as it stands right now, scoop and score for Western. Boy, that's a gut punch if you're Miami of Ohio. I don't know. This might be a tuck rule situation. Yeah, I think LSU too, but I am pulling for Curt Cignetti and the Hoosiers. Ooh, I think that ball is going forward. He's here with it. Yeah, that ball's coming forward. That's an incomplete pass. Oh, it's going to be a second turnover. Should be a quick review. I don't know how you say that's a. I'll tell you what, this rules analyst is kind of pissing me off. He's trying to tuck it back in. I played quarterback 10 years. There ain't no way he was trying to bring that back in. I think he might have was releasing He might have been trying to maybe I don't even know. I like it. There's no motion to come here. He's up here with it. He's about here on his release, and it comes out. But I don't know. But no, this rules analyst, I have not seen a more biased rules analyst so desperately want a team to win. He wants Western to win. Doesn't fall through with the wrist, man. See, this is how some of these rules analysts just don't know ball at all. They don't know football. Doesn't fall through with the wrist. You keep your wrist stiff on a throw. Once you come out of it, that's when you get the turnover. But you're not doing any of this nonsense. You're not hitting a hammer. Incomplete pass. All right, that's the right call. That's the right call. A lot of Western fans, which isn't surprising considering this is being played in Michigan, but I actually... What city is Miami of Ohio in? Oxford? I'm curious which is closer. Oh, yeah, no, it's way closer for Kalamazoo. It's about a 4-hour drive. I didn't realize how south in Ohio that Miami of Ohio is. It's basically on the border of Indiana, too. 4th and 18. Western takes the first time out, minute 53. Does Alabama jump? Yeah, they did bracket insights. First round bye or home game for Texas Tech. Can the Crimson Tide jump Bulldogs with a win? Who's got the better upset chance, Tulane or James Madison? And what factor carries the day for Notre Dame Miami? I got to be honest, I think James Madison has a better chance of an upset than Tulane. And that might be a hot take. I don't know. 4th and 18 here. Punt units out. And barring them getting the football back, Miami of Ohio's 88 yards this half. Not great. Tell you what is going to set a huge precedent is if Notre Dame gets in and Miami doesn't. Because then head-to-head does not matter. That is 100% setting the precedent that head-to-head does not matter. Which then in turn is going to make even less of nonsense on the conferences, even less. There's going to be no stakes. To me, Miami of Ohio has to be in over Notre Dame. That's my opinion. I don't, not necessarily saying I think they're better than Notre Dame. They did beat them, but that was week 1 of the season. Handed off to Buckley. He's going to pick up 4 here. 2nd and 6, minute 40. It was not a great punt out of Miami of Ohio. I'll talk more about that in the second half because the committee, to me, is a lot is going to be exposed with what their motives are for who gets in and who doesn't this year. Lowry throwing to Bosma. Bosma's going to get the first. Minute 18. Clock stop. Yeah, JMU is just exciting. And I think Tulane they're not, I don't think, you can outmatch them pretty easily. Which, losing your coaches, they both did, actually. And another first down here for Western. Ball's going to be on the 30-yard line. 29, excuse me. I mean, this is yeah, I mean, 1 loss versus 2 loss. And it's not like the losses are that much different. Lowry's going to take a shot down at the end zone. It's going to be incomplete. No flags on the play. 2nd and 10, minute 4 to go. I'm curious where the FPI ranks the two of them. Yeah, well, I mean, FPI is such a joke. Okay, according to FPI rankings, Penn State should be ranked 17. So, James Madison, though, higher than Tulane in FPI. SP Plus rankings. Those are a little more. JMU at 24. JMU's, I think they're ahead of. Unless Tulane is way high up there, but North Texas at 16. Tulane's at 44. Yeah, I mean, it's. I hope JMU gets in. And I mean, we might even be in a situation where if Duke wins, that they both get in. There's not going to be much change as far as who's in. I think the top 8 are secure. I think the top 8 are in no matter what. Some of them play today, some of them don't. But Brock Lowry's going to get sacked, and it's going to bring up 4th down, and that's at the career-long field goal range for their kicker. I have Ohio, I think, is going to take a timeout. I have Ohio's 3rd down defense has been legit. Let's see who came down with a sack there. All right, they're bringing the kicker on 4th 13. This would make it a 2-possession game. This is, I think, a yard shorter than his career-long 50-yard attempt. Palmer, I am not Domsky. Might not be right on that. Domsky, yeah, I said it right. Sweet, good for me. 50-yarder kicks up. It looks good. He nailed it. 16-6, Western takes the lead, 50 seconds. I have Ohio's got 1 timeout. I think depending on how this kick goes through, or this return, how that goes through, is going to be whether or not they just kneel it out or actually try for some points here. Well, looking at Western, they probably aren't getting the ball back on in the first half here. First half stats for Western Michigan. Brock Lowry, 7 of 10, 100 yards. Buckley, 7 carries, 95 yards, and a score. Lowry's got 15 carries, 37 yards. Matele's got 6 carries, 20 yards. Leary, 1 carry, 0. And Talik Williams on that reverse, 1 carry, -5. Michael Breskus, 1 catch, 36 yards. Balin Brooks, 2 for 32. Avion, 2 and 20. Bosma, 110. Buckley, 1 and 2. And if you look at team stats overall, 13 first downs, 3 for 9 on 3rd down, 247 yards. They're averaging 4.9 yards a carry. No turnovers yet for either school. Time of possession might be the craziest stat right now. It's 20-51 to 8-19 in favor of Western Michigan. Halftime, Texas Tech officially is up 13-7. Sends the kick long. He's not going to make a return at it. If you're Miami of Ohio, you have to, I think, you have to try. This especially on 1st down here, you got to try and make a play at it. Gakowski is struggling, 4 of 10, 59 so far, but you got to try and make a play at it. Selection show tomorrow at noon. Final rankings and 12-team college football playoff reveal. Going to line up 2x2 here. Nadme Tucker with Gakowski, pockets closing. He's going to try and run. Oh, boy. He's going to stumble, and the clock's going to run. Yeah, they're not going to take it. Nope, not going to take a timeout. They're probably just going to kneel this out. They're going quick. 2nd and 8. Empty set. 3 to his left, 2 to his right. Gakowski back to throw. They'll get the first. It's going to be Josh Ringer on the grab. .21 seconds to go. Ball on there. 30, looks like 37. Empty set, 3 to his left, 2 to his right. Gostkowski's got the ball. Pocket's collapsing. Just going to throw it out of bounds. Boy. This is when you got to start hitting your out routes, hitting your hitches, expansion hitches, corner routes. You want to see smash concept. Dame Tucker, Defensive Player of the Year in MAC, absolute studies. Tied for first in TFLs in FBS and second in FBS in sacks. Western's going to take a timeout here. They got one more to spill. Ferris back in the lead, 10-7. Wheaton up 28-10 at half. John Hopkins 24-13. So really the interesting games. North Central 14-7, start of the second. I think Oregon might be the biggest fraud of. I think you could make maybe Texas Tech would be. Gostkowski in the gun, empty set. Clean pocket, throwing him in the middle here. He's got Cam Perry just shy of the 50. Oh, due for a bowl game for sure. I think if they can retain that freshman class, it's going to depend on who's under center for them next year. That'll be the big question mark. But why can't – I mean, you could make a case for them being in contention for a MAC championship. I mean, they finished 5th, 6th in the conference. And, I mean, I don't know who's going to be the favorite right now. Probably Western returning will be. But outside of Western, it's going to be kind of wide open. Empty set. Pocket's collapsing. He's going to throw it away. 5 seconds. 3rd and 10. And you think this is probably Hail Mary territory. Tucker is unbelievable. Well, looks like a timeout was called. Surprise, surprise. Let's see what year Tucker is. Because, man, if he's coming back, he's a senior. All right, he won't be back next year, which is probably good for the rest of the MAC, not having to worry about him. Tucker's probably going to be drafted. I'm curious what his prospect, MAC Defensive Player of the Year, considered a strong prospect. I'm curious. Likely last play of the half here, 1 rushing. Ooh, take a timeout here, 1 second maybe. I don't know. They give him 1 second on the clock. Okay, here's your option. It's 2 to 3 yards longer than Miami Ohio's career-long kicker. He's begging for it. He's telling coach, I got the leg. It's like, buddy, last time you were on the field, you kicked it into the back of your long snapper. Yeah. Definitely got to go after, hit the portal hard and try and hit the conference, the guys that are leaving. Miami Ohio's lined up for a career long for the kid, 58-yarder. This will end the first half. Boy. This would be huge. This would make it 1 possession. Good snap, good hold, and he is going to send that about as far left as you can. That's going to bring up halftime here in the MAC Championship. I'm going to take a quick break. I will be back for the second half. Miami of Ohio starts with the football. They can start with a score. We'll have to see who comes out with some second half adjustments. We'll be back probably in about 15, 20 minutes, depending how long halftime takes.